There was a forest where the leaves clung tightly to the branches long after summer had ended. The wind whispered softly, urging them to let go, to drift down to the earth, where they would become part of something new. But many leaves resisted, trembling with fear, afraid to leave what they had always known. They held on, even as the cold crept in, even as the tree grew tired of their weight. And then one morning, the wind grew stronger, and the leaves finally released. They fell, twisting and turning, unsure of what lay below. Some landed softly in the soil, nourishing the roots. Others were carried by streams, traveling farther than they had ever imagined. In letting go, they found freedom. In change, they found purpose. My friend, this is the essence of life. Everything changes. Seasons shift. People grow. Opportunities come and go. And yet we cling to what is familiar, resisting the flow, because change is uncomfortable, uncertain, and sometimes frightening. We fear loss, failure, loneliness, or the unknown. And in that fear, we trap ourselves in the illusion of stability, even when it is crumbling around us. Think of a river. Water does not fight the bends, the stones, or the sudden drops. It flows. It shapes its path, adapts to obstacles, and carries life along the way. We, too, are rivers. And yet, how often do we try to dam ourselves, to resist the current, to avoid transformation? Every resistance creates tension, anxiety, and stagnation. Every refusal to change is a refusal to grow. There was a young woman who had spent her entire life in the same town, doing the same work, surrounded by familiar faces. She felt safe, but restless. When an opportunity arose to move to another city, pursue a dream, she hesitated. What if I fail? What if I am alone? What if it doesn't work? She asked herself. Years later, she looked back and realized the only failure had been in never trying. The fear of change had stolen her chance to bloom. Even within us, change is constant. Our bodies age, our minds evolve, our hearts expand and contract with experience. Resisting this natural transformation is like holding back the tide with our bare hands. It is exhausting, impossible, and unnecessary. The Buddha said, "Nothing is permanent. Everything is subject to change. Being is becoming. Accept it and find peace." Change is not an enemy. It is the river that brings new landscapes, the wind that disperses seeds, the autumn that nourishes spring. And yet, we fear it as if it were a storm designed to harm us, not a force that moves us toward growth. Consider the caterpillar, terrified of leaving the security of the branch. To transform, it must surrender itself to the cocoon, to darkness, to uncertainty. And when it emerges, it does not become less. It becomes a butterfly, capable of flight, beauty, and freedom it could never have imagined. Our fear of change is often tied to identity, to comfort, to the ego that resists losing what it clings to. But holding on too tightly suffocates us. Growth demands release. Transformation requires courage. And courage, my friend, is not the absence of fear. It is moving forward despite it. Tonight, as you lie in bed, imagine the leaves falling from the trees of your life. What are you holding onto that no longer serves you? What patterns, regrets, grudges, or fears are weighing you down? Let them drift away. Imagine the river carrying you forward. Trust that where you land will nourish you, just as the fallen leaves feed the soil. Every change you resist is an opportunity lost, a lesson delayed, a joy postponed. The fear of change convinces you to stay small, stay safe, stay invisible. But life rewards those who flow with it, who embrace transformation, who allow themselves to be reshaped by experience. Even when change feels like loss, remember, endings are beginnings. Doors close so others can open. Nights fall so dawn can arrive. Winter comes so spring may bloom. Every moment of discomfort, every shift, every unknown is part of the greater rhythm, guiding you toward growth, purpose, and freedom. Sleep tonight with this truth in your heart. I do not fear change. I welcome it. I flow with life. I trust the journey. Feel your body relax, your mind soften, your spirit open to transformation. Let the river of life carry you with ease, knowing that even in the unknown, you are safe, guided, and growing. And when tomorrow comes, take one small step toward change. Speak a truth you've held back. Try something new. Release a habit or thought that no longer serves you. Notice how each step, however small, strengthens your courage and awakens your potential. Remember, life is constant movement. Resistance is suffering. Embrace change, and you embrace freedom. Before sleep tonight, identify one area of your life where you are resisting change. Visualize letting it go, trusting the process. Tomorrow, take one small, deliberate action toward embracing that change, no matter how uncomfortable. Each act of courage is a step toward growth, freedom, and a life fully lived.